Hello friends, welcome to Easiness where nursing education made easy. So today in this live class, we are going to discuss from behavioral science, psychology and sociology the important questions. So today we'll see about some important question discussion. So tomorrow is your exam, so don't worry about the exams. We are going to cover all the important topics and questions that is from the behavioral science, that is psychology and sociology. So let's discuss one by one the important questions. So first we are discuss from psychology. So what is first questions? We will discuss from some word meanings. So let's discuss from meanings. So psychology. So what is psychology? It's a scientific study of behavior of humans and animals. So it is defined by Dr. Ha. So nothing but मतलब क्या है? Psychology का मतलब क्या है? It's a study of human behavior and humans. हम लोगों का behavior और हम जैसे behave करेगा वो study करने के लिए we will use psychology. So psychology is a scientific study of behavior of humans and animals. So it's defined by Dr. Ha. Next one, psychology is science of activities of individuals in relation to environment. So it's according to Wordsworth, it is the science that is, it is connecting the activities of individual in relation to his environment. Next is psychology is the science of mental activity of an organism. So it is nothing but the mental activity of an organism. It's by Guilford. So this is the meaning of psychology or the definition of psychology. So हम लोग नेक्स्ट डिस्कस करेगा नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक और वर्ड दैट इज कॉमनली एग्जाम में आएगा वो है फ्रस्ट्रेशन. सो क्या है फ्रस्ट्रेशन? एवरीबॉडी इन लाइफ विल गेट द frustration. So क्या है? It's a psychological state occur when a person is blocked from reaching a desired goal or fulfilling need. So हम लोग को एक गोल है, हम लोग को एक डिजायर है, किसी ने हम लोग को रोक दिया तो क्या हो जाते हैं? एंग्री, फ्रस्ट्रेशन, हम लोग को उनका ऊपर फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो जाते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाट कॉल्ड, इट्स अ साइकोलॉजिकल स्टेट, इट इज कॉल्ड फ्रस्ट्रेशन. सो हम लोग को उन लोग ने रोक दिया और एक गोल अचीव करने के लिए किसी ने रोक दिया और कुछ चीज रोक दिया तो हम लोगों को क्या होगा? फ्रस्ट्रेशन. सो दैट इज डिफाइंड एज फ्रस्ट्रेशन. नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज लर्निंग. सो क्या है लर्निंग? इट्स अ प्रोसेस ऑफ एक्वायरिंग न्यू नॉलेज. सो हम लोग एक नया नॉलेज और स्किल और बिहेवियर एक्वायर करेगा और लर्निंग. So that is what called learning. So it's a process where हम लोग एक नया information और नया knowledge और नया skills और behavior सीख लेगा. So सीखने के लिए क्या बोलते हैं? Learning. So it is through हम कैसे सीख जाएगा? Through experience, study or teaching. So that is the definition of learning. So it's a process of acquiring new knowledge, skills, behaviors or attitudes through experience, study or teaching. Yes. So हम लोग नेक्स्ट डिफाइन करेगा मेमोरी. क्या है मेमोरी? मेमोरी द वर्ड, इट्स अ प्रोसेस, मेंटल प्रोसेस ऑफ एनकोडिंग, स्टोरिंग एंड रिट्रीविंग इंफॉर्मेशन. सो हम लोग हमारा मेमोरी में सेव करके और रिट्रीव करेगा. तो एक इंसिडेंट, पास्ट में एक इंसिडेंट हो गया, हम लोग आज भी और इंसिडेंट याद करेगा और दैट इज क्या दैट इज व्हाट इज टेलिंग मेमोरी. सो याद करेगा और दैट रिकॉलिंग दैट इंफॉर्मेशन. सो दैट इज मेमोरी. सो इट्स अ मेंटल प्रोसेस ऑफ एनकोडिंग, स्टोरिंग एंड रिट्रीविंग. सो विल एनकोड, वो मैसेज हम लोग समझ में आएगा, बाद में हम लोग का ब्रेन में स्टोर करेगा और एक इंसिडेंट में और रिट्रीव करेगा. हम लोग को याद है तो वो क्या बोलते हैं? मेमोरी. सो दैट्स द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मेमोरी. इट्स अ मेंटल प्रोसेस ऑफ एनकोडिंग, स्टोरिंग एंड रिट्रीविंग इंफॉर्मेशन. So next word we'll define is mental health. So क्या है mental health? It's a state of well-being in which an individual realizes their ability. So it's a state where we will realize our ability, can cope with normal stress, life stress. So हम लोग को life में एक stress हो गया, हम लोग adjust कर सकते हैं, stress के साथ adjust कर सकते हैं, work productively and contribute to the community. Then we can able to say that we are mentally healthy. So adjust करना, new situation को adjust करना, एक pressure है तो प्रेशर को संभालना, ये सब और वर्क प्रोडक्टिवली. सो हम लोग प्रोडक्टिवली वर्क कर सकते हैं और टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू द कम्युनिटी, देन दैट पर्सन इज नॉट एज मेंटली हेल्थ. सो दैट इज मेंटल हेल्थ, इट्स स्टेट ऑफ well-being in which the individual realizes their own abilities, can cope up with normal life stressor, work productively and contribute their community. So next word we are going to discuss is fantasy. So उन लोग एक fantasy world में है, क्योंकि क्या है fantasy? It's a mental process in which a person imagine situation. So मैं एक fantasy mode में है तो मैं एक situation imagine करेगा. So that person will imagine a situation, event or outcome that are not grounded in reality. और reality में वो incident नहीं है तो भी वो याद करेगा, fantasy world में चले जाएगा. often to fulfill desire or to escape from real life problems. So उनका desire fulfill करना और एक life problem से बाहर आने के लिए वो लोग fantasy world में जाएगा नहीं. Like a situation, they will create a situation that is not in the reality. So that is what called fantasy. So next is skill. तो क्या है skill? It's the ability to perform task or activity efficiently and effectively, usually gained through training, practice and experience. एक task efficiently और effectively करने के लिए और fulfill करने के लिए हम लोग को क्या चाहिए? Skill. So skill is the ability of a person to complete a task efficiently and effectively. So कैसे हमारा skill बढ़ जाएगा? Improve करेगा? We will do training, we will practice, or from our experience, our skills will improve. So that's the definition of skill. So coming to the next definition, that is emotion. So क्या है emotion? It's a complex psychological state involved subjective feeling, physiological response, behavioral expression in reaction to a stimulus or situation. So हमको एक situation हो गया where we got some problems we had. So what will be there? We will emotionally express. So it's a psychological state involves subjective feeling. So we'll have feelings, psychological response will be there, and behavioral expression. So in reaction to a stimulus or situation. So that is what called emotion. So next word is adjustment. क्या है adjustment? It's a process of adapting or effectively coping with the situation like changes, demands or challenges in the environment. So हम लोग adjust करेगा. एक change हो गया हमारा situation में. कल तक ठीक था, आज change हो गया. तो आज नया situation को हम लोग कैसे adjust करेगा? That is what called adjustment. So the ability of a person to adapt to the changes and situation. So this is adjustment. Coming to the next word, that is perception. So क्या है perception? It's the process of recognizing, organizing and interpreting sensory information to understand the environment. To understand the surrounding or environment, we will use this process of recognizing, organizing and interpreting the sensory stimulation, that is perception. So हम कुछ देख लिया तो हमारा perception, so एक कार देख लिया वो एक कार है, तो that is what called perception. So stimulus देखकर हम लोग perceive करेगा the information, so that is perception. So next word is observation. So क्या है observation? Process of carefully watching, noticing and recording the events or behavior to gather information. So as a nurse हम लोग को क्या चाहिए? Observation skill. So to notice your patient. So क्या patient क्या करते हैं, क्या symptoms है patient को, कैसे उन लोगों का treatment. So हम लोग को observation is the process of carefully watching, noticing and recording the information. So that is known as observation. So we as a nurse, we need keen observation. So next word is forgetting. So क्या है forgetting? It's the inability to recall or recognize previously learned information. So हम लोग भूल जाते हैं. Previously हम लोग कुछ सीख लिया, बाद में अभी present में हम लोग को याद नहीं है, तो क्या बोलते हैं? Forgetting. So it's inability to recall or recognize previously learned information. So next we will see some fill in the blanks question. So first is failure to recall something learned before is called. Now itself we taught that is हम लोग भूल जाते हैं और हम लोग को failure हो जाते हैं, वो एक remember नहीं है, failure हो जाते तो क्या है? It's a forgetting. So हम लोग एक चीज का भूल जाते हैं, past में कुछ incident भूल जाते हैं, तो presently we are not able to recall that, then it is forgetting. So next word is next one. Respective attitude towards elders is an example of which attitude? So we are showing a respect to our elderly people. So क्या है? It is a positive attitude. So it's coming under the positive attitude. A repeated behavior that occurs without effort is called. So a repeated behavior without effort, it is called habit. So हम लोग सुबह उठ जाते हैं तो हमारा habit है. तो 7 o'clock में उठ जाते हैं तो डेली एक वीक के बाद क्या होता है? Automatically that person will wake up at 7. So that is what called habit. So it's a repeated behavior that occurs without effort. So next is formula of IQ. So in question, intelligent question, how we'll define mental age by divided by chronological age into 100. So it is mental age divided by chronological age into 100. That is the equation where we can use to find out intelligent question. False perception with presence of object is called what? So what it is? Illusion. So illusion is false perception with presence of object. So there is a snake. there is a rope. एक rope है उधर room पे. तो a person who is having illusion, they'll think that is not a rope, that it will be a snake. So that is an example. So false perception with presence of object is called illusion. Next is loss of memory is called what? It is amnesia. So loss of memory is called amnesia. Father of psychology. So who is the father of psychology? William Wood. Next is dash is the component of personality that clear with the demands of reality. It is ego. So ego is a component of personality that clears with the demands of reality. We'll continue. Dash is the first step of memory process. What it is? Encoding. So encoding, after that we will have storage and retrieving of information. So that is the encoding is the first step of memory process. Thirst is dash motive. So what it is? It's a biological motive. The theory of classical condition was proposed by whom? It is Ivan Pavlov. Pavlov's theory of classical conditioning. So next we will discuss about some of the random questions. That is, first we will discuss type of intelligence test. So what are the types of intelligence test? First one is individual intelligence test, administered to one person at a time. So individual मतलब क्या है? एक इंसान एक ही टाइम में this test will do. So that is, it is for a particular individual. So that is individual intelligence test. Example, Stanford Binet test, Wechsler intelligence scale. Coming to group intelligence test. So क्या है group intelligence test? Administered to many individuals simultaneously. हम लोग एक group of people को at a time we will give the intelligence test. Example, Army Alpha and Beta test. So third category is verbal intelligence test. So क्या है verbal intelligence test? Based on the language, reading and writing skills. So we'll see what is the language capacity, writing skills and reading skills of a person. So example, verbal subsets of the Wechsler scale. Next is non-verbal or performance intelligence test using pictures, symbols or objects, language independent. Example, Raven's progressive matrices. So that is the test we will use. Culture fair intelligence test. So that is one of the tests designated to minimize the influence of cultural and social background. So we will check the culture and social background in that person's intelligent capacity. Example, Cattle's culture fair intelligence test. So these are the main types of intelligence test. Except individual intelligence test, group, verbal, non-verbal, culture fair intelligence test. Next important question we will discuss about sources of frustration. So क्या है frustration? हम लोग, that is, we are not able to we are not able to achieve the goal or desire, we will get the frustration. So what are the sources here? Environmental obstacles like barriers in the surrounding like traffic, noise or poor living condition. Example, हम लोग travel करेगा. So one place to next place we need to reach in 30 minutes. Because of the traffic, it took 1 hour. So we will get frustration. So that is the clear example. So environmental obstacles. Social factors like conflicts with family, peers, society, discrimination or lack of support. Personal limitation like physical or mental disability, lack of skills or low self-confidence. Internal conflicts like clash between desires, goals or value. Example, wanting success but fearing failure. So he wants success but he is not confident, hence he has fear. So, unrealistic expectations. Setting goals that are too high to unattainable. So that we are unattainable. So, we are setting a too much goal. So, this is not attainable. So, that is also one of the factors that will cause frustration. Failure and rejection. So, experience repeated setback or being denied approval or assistance. So, these are the sources of frustration. So next we will see any two types of personality. So what it is? Introvert and extrovert person. So are you an introvert or an extrovert person? So it is here. Introvert, a person who is quiet, reserved and enjoys solitude. So he will be a quiet person. He will not be mingle with other people. He will withdraw from the society. He will live by himself. So that is introvert person. Extrovert, a person is outgoing, social, enjoying interacting with others. So he is ready to go out, talk to other people, enjoy with other people. So that is what called extrovert. So this is a type of personality, introvert and extrovert personality. So now we will see steps in problem solving. So क्या है steps in problem solving? Identifying the problem, recognize and define the issue clearly. So we need to identify. First thing is आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम. कैसे हम लोग एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेगा, पहले प्रॉब्लम क्या है वो समझना है. सो आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम, recognize and define the issue clearly, gathering information. So collect the relevant data and facts about the problem. So we need to collect data about that problem. So relevant data is necessary. Generating possible solutions. Think of different ways to solve the problem. So we need to have plan A, plan B, plan C for to solve one problem. So that is, we need to think of different way to solve the problem. Evaluating the alternative. Analyze the pros and cons in each solution. So in plan A, plan B, plan C, what are the advantages and disadvantages is present. We need to analyze. Choosing the best solution. So after analyzing, we need to choose the best solution. Either it will be plan A or plan B or plan C. Implementing the solution. So after choosing, we need to implement the solution, put the chosen solution into action. Reviewing the result, assess the outcome and make changes if needed. So this is the steps in problem solving. So next we will see id, ego, superego. So what it is, id, ego, superego. It's present from the birth. So we will present from the birth, that person will have id, operates on the pleasure principle. So it is mainly on the pleasure principle, seeks immediate gratification of instincts and example, desire like hunger, thirst, aggression, unconscious and irrational. So this is id. So this is the characteristics of id. Coming to ego, it develops from id. So from the id we will develop ego, operates on reality principle. So here it is reality principle, where id is a pleasure principle. Balances on the demands of it and constraints of the external world, rational and conscious. So that is the characteristics of ego. Coming to superego, develops around 5 to 6. Represents moral value, conciseness and the societal rules. Judges on the actions of ego, leading to feeling like guilt or pride. So they'll feel guilt or pride, partially conscious and partially unconscious. So this is id, ego, superego. So coming to the branches of applied psychology. So what are the branches of psychology? Clinical psychology, counseling psychology, educational psychology, industrial or organizational psychology, health psychology, forensic psychology, sports, environmental, military and consumer psychology. So these are the applied psychology branches. Next important topics or question that may come for the exam is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So what are these? What is first one? It is physiological. So physiological needs like food, sleep, sex, shelter. Second is safety needs like security of body, employment, health, property. Third is belonging needs like love, affection, family, friendship, sexual intimacy. In the extreme, fourth level, it is extreme like achievement, should have confidence, position in group, status, self-actualization, achieving the individual potential. So this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So this is the basic one and it will go like this. Yes, clear? So we are moving to importance of psychology for nurses. So why nurses need psychology? To understand the patient behavior and emotions. So as a nurse, we can able to, if you are having a knowledge in psychology, it will help you to understand your patient's emotions. So understanding your patient and its emotions, we can able to do, improve communication and build trust. Provide emotional support and counseling, managing stress and maintaining well-being, deliver holistic and age-appropriate care, identify and handle mental health issues. So they can able to identify and handle mental health issues, promoting positive behavior and treatment compliance, and enhances teamwork and leadership skills. So these are the qualities or importance of psychology for nurses. Next question we'll discuss level of human mind according to Freud. It is conscious, unconscious and subconscious. So what is conscious mind? Thought and feelings we are aware of. So I am conscious because I am aware of what are my thoughts and feelings. Subconscious or preconscious. Mind, memories and information can be recalled easily. So we can able to recall the memories. So we are subconscious. Unconscious, deep desire, fears and memories not easily accessible but influence the behavior. So that person is not able to recall some things or in events that has done in the past. So that is unconscious. So conscious, subconscious and unconscious. So that's the level of human mind. Coming to next question, conflict. So what is conflict? It's this mental struggle that arises when person faces two or more opposing thoughts. So if that person had two or more opposing thoughts, then they will have a, So then they'll have conflict. So conflict is a mental struggle that arises when the person faces two or more opposing thoughts, desire or demand. So that is conflict. So they'll have a conflict in this. So what are the types of conflict? Approach conflict, choosing between two desirable options. So there will be two desirable options, that is approachable conflict. Avoidance conflict. So here choosing between two undesirable options. Avoidance conflict. So what it is? A single option has both positive and negative. Accept. So one single option is there, but it has positive and negative approaches will be there. So that is approach and avoidance conflict. Double approach avoidance conflict. Choosing between two options, each having both the negative and positive sides. Intrapersonal conflict within the individual. Like in myself itself, if I have a thought about one thing, I have two decisions, then I'll feel a conflict. So that is intrapersonal conflicts within ourselves. Interpersonal conflict is between two or more individuals. So if I have any conflict with other person, so that is interpersonal. Group conflict between different groups or teams. So this we can able to see in a hospital, like they are working as a group. So or in an organization or in a company, so they'll have a group conflict. So there is a chance of group conflict. So this is types of conflict. Next, we will discuss about characteristics of a mentally healthy person. So what it is? They should have a positive self-image, accept and values oneself. So you should have a positive image about yourself. Next, emotional stability, manages emotions effectively. Realistic thinking, seeing situation clearly and rationally. So thinking in that reality. Good relationship, maintain healthy social connections. Adaptability, copes well with stress and changes. Self-control, regulates thoughts, emotions and behavior. Productivity, able to work and contribute meaningfully. Life satisfaction, feels content and purposeful in life. Problem-solving ability, handles difficulties constructively. Reliances, bounce back from the setback or failure. So from the setback or failure, we can able to bounce back ourselves. These are the characteristics of a mentally healthy person. Next, we will see conscious and preconscious. So what it is? The conscious is what? It is the mind refers to thoughts, feelings, experience that we are actively aware of or can easily recall. So we are actively aware what we are thinking. So that is conscious. So preconscious, preconscious mind include memories, knowledge, experience that are not currently in our conscious awareness but can be brought to mind easily. So it is not in the conscious state but we can able to recall it. So then it is preconscious. So this is the definition of conscious and preconscious. So next we will see learning. So what is learning? It's the process of acquiring knowledge or skills through experience, study and teaching. So we are teaching something, we are studying something, we will get a new information. So that is what called learning. So मतलब क्या है? Learning. हम लोग नया एक knowledge हम सीख रहे हैं. So that is learning. So what are the types of learning? Classical conditioning, learning through association. Example, Pavlov's dog theory. Operant conditioning, learning through reinforcement or punishment. So that is rewarding good behavior. So we'll get if you are showing a good behavior, you'll get a reward. If showing a bad behavior, you'll get a punishment. Observational learning. So learning by observing others. Example, imitating a role model. Cognitive learning, understanding and applying information and solving a math problem. Experimental learning, learning through reflection on experience, like learning by doing. So these are the types of learning: classical conditioning, operant conditioning, observational learning, cognitive learning and experiential learning. So next is defense mechanisms. Kya defense mechanism are unconscious psychological strategies used by an individual to cope up with anxiety, stress or emotional conflict. So they protect ego from feelings of guilt or discomfort. So what are the main types? Repression. So what is repression? Pushing distracting thought or memories into the unconscious mind. So we'll suppress or repress our thoughts, like distressing thoughts or memories will depress into our unconscious mind. So that is repression. So example, a person who experienced trauma may forget about the event entirely. So in the past they had a event or trauma, but he will forget about that. So that is repression. So pushing, distracting thoughts or memories into unconscious mind. Next is denial. So denial, refusing to accept reality of facts to avoid emotional concept. So that person will refuse to accept the facts. So it is denial, denying, completely denying. Example, a smoker refuses to acknowledge the health risk of smoking despite clear evidence. हम लोग उन लोगों को बोल दिया, smokers को बोल दिया, smoking करने के बाद आप लोगों को इतना problems हो जाएगा, with evidence हम लोग बोल दिया तो भी वो लोग deny करेगा, accept नहीं करेगा. So that is denial. Next is projection. So attributing one's own unacceptable thoughts or feeling to someone else. Example, a person who is angry may accuse others being hostile or aggressive. So कुछ mistake किया उन लोगों ने, but उन लोग बोलते हैं मैंने नहीं किया, उसने किया है. So projecting. So उसका mistake और उसका unacceptable behavior किसी का ऊपर, किसी और का ऊपर डालते हैं. So that is projecting. So that is, it is attributing one's own unacceptable behavior to someone else. So next one is displacement. So next defense mechanism, redirecting emotions from original object to safer or more acceptable target. Sometimes किसी का ऊपर हम लोग को कुछ problem है, कुछ angry है, so हम लोग उसको नहीं दिखेगा, किसी और को और किसी और चीज में दिखा देगा. That is redirecting. So we'll displace our emotion from one thing to another things. Next example, who is angry at their boss may go home and take their frustration on the family members. So we can see that in our, commonly we can able to see that person is arrogant or angry on the boss, but he will show it in the family members. So that is displacement. Rationalization. So rationalization क्या मतलब क्या है? Creating logical but false explanations or behavior to justify actions and decision. Example, a student who failed test में might say I didn't really need to study, the test was unfair. So टेक्स्ट में फेल हो गया तो वो क्या बोलते हैं, मैंने पढ़ाई किया था और टेस्ट अच्छा नहीं था, इसलिए वो क्या है, rationalization. So that is, मैंने पढ़ाई भी किया था, मैंने पढ़ाई नहीं किया तो भी वो टेस्ट अनफेयर था. That is rationalization. Next is sublimation. So क्या है sublimation? Channeling negative impulse or emotion into socially acceptable behavior. Someone with aggressive tendencies may take up sport like boxing or martial art. So aggressive behavior, he is very arrogant. So you can choose martial arts or boxing. So this arrogance will be gone to that particular sport. So that is what called sublimation. Channeling negative impulses or emotion into socially acceptable behavior. So these are defense mechanisms. Next, we'll discuss about motive. So what is motive? It's an internal need or desire that driving an individual to take action and achieve specific goals or satisfy particular needs. So it is my motive. I need to study psychology. So that is my motive. So it is an internal force that is promoting me to study or encouraging me to study. So that is what called motive. It's an internal need or desire that drives an individual to take actions on specific actions and achieve specific goals or satisfy the particular needs. So classification of motives, it is biological motive, basic survival needs. Example, hunger and thirst. So मुझे भूख लग रहा है तो मैं खाना खाती हूँ, तो that is a basic survival need, biological motive. Psychological motive, it's like emotional and mental needs like achievement, self-esteem. So मैंने एग्जाम में पास हो गया, मैं तो अचीव किया, so that will give me a motive or that will give me, so to study to achieve something, it will motive. So that is psychological motive. Social motives, need for social interaction and approval. Like example, love and belonging needs. Intrinsic motive, driven by internal satisfaction. Example, learning for pleasure. Extrinsic motives, driven by external rewards like money or recognition. Cognitive motives, desire for knowledge and understanding. Example, curiosity, problem solving. So these are the classification of motives. Coming to the next topic, conflict. So what is conflict? So we all already discussed conflicts. I'm sorry for that. So we'll again see. It's a disagreement, clash or struggle between two or more parties. So we have two decisions, then we'll have conflict. So we need to choose one. So we'll have conflict. So what are the types? Interpersonal, intrapersonal, group, organizational, intergroup, cultural and societal. Yes. So till now we had discussed the important questions from psychology. So we are coming to the sociology. Let's see what are the modern questions coming. So first we'll discuss some word meanings. So first word is sociology. So क्या है sociology? It's a systematic study of society, social institutions and social relationship. So we'll study about our society, social institutions and social relationship, focusing on the patterns of social behavior, interaction and structures. So what is society? It's a group of individuals who share a common territory. So they'll live in a particular geographical area, culture or institutions interacting from cohesive social structure. So it's a group of people, they are in the particular society, they'll interact with each other. So that is society. So what is family? It's a group of individuals related by blood, marriage or adoption. So it's a people who is related either blood relation or by marriage or by adoption, who live together and share emotional, social and economic responsibility. So they live in a home. एक घर में एक साथ रहते हैं और they'll share the responsibility, social, emotional and social things. So that is family. So it's a group of people. So maybe bloodline or marriage or through adoption. So next word is culture. So क्या culture? It's set of shared belief, values, custom, behavior and tradition are passed down from the generation within the society. So from generation to generation passed down. So the cultures, beliefs, customs, traditions or behavior. So that is what called culture. So what is social change? It's a transformation of cultural, social and economic political institutions and relationship over time within the society. The change in the society. So either it may be a change, cultural change, social or economical or political changes. That is social change. Human rights. So, क्या है human rights? Basic rights and freedoms that belong to every person. So, as an individual, in India, we have our own fundamental rights. So, that is human rights. So, it's a basic rights and freedoms that the belonging to every person, regardless of nationality, race, gender, religion, and any other status simply because they are human beings. So, that is human rights. Next word is poverty. So, क्या है poverty? It's a condition where a person lacks financial resources and essentials to maintain minimum standard of living, such as food, shelter, education and healthcare. So, एक इंसान को कैश नहीं है तो उसको क्या है वो लोग को भी फूड शेल्टर एजुकेशन हेल्थ केयर प्रॉब्लम्स अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते. So that is poverty. So coming to some true or false questions. So marriage is a temporary relation. It is false statement. Marriage is not a temporary relationship. Face-to-face relationship is future of primary group. Is it a true or false statement? It is true. So in a primary group, we have a face-to-face connection between the individuals. Poverty is a religious problem. No, it is not a religious problem. Flight or fight theory was given by Walter B. Cannon. Is it a true or false? It is true. The flight or fight idea or theory was given by Walter B. Cannon. So next, fill in the blank something we'll see. Dowry Prohibition Act is passed on in India on 20th May 1961. So in India it is 20th May 1961. Dash is the legal relation between a man and woman. So what it is? It's a marriage. The term sociology is derived from the Latin word socius. So dash is the basic unit of societies. Family is the basic unit of society. Dash is the system of membership is determined by birth. It is caste. So we are birth in a caste that is determined. So the system of membership is determined by caste. So next important question we'll discuss family. So क्या है family? It's a basic social unit consisting of individuals related to blood, marriage or adoption, living together or having strong emotional bonds and responsibility towards one another. So that is a family. It's connected to bloodline or marriage or adoption. They live in a shared building. So they live in a particular house. So they'll have the responsibilities and to each other. So then it is family. So what are the types of family? Nuclear family, parents and their children living together. So only the parents and children living together, nuclear family. Extended family includes relatives like grandparents, uncles, aunts and cousins. Joint family, multiple generation living together under the one roofs, like first generation, second generation, third generation, like that. Multiple generations will live. Next is single parent family. One parent raising the child alone, maybe a father or maybe a mother. Blended family formed by remarriage, including step parents and step siblings. Childless family, a couple without children by choices or circumstances. Foster or adoptive family, families raising children who are not biologically there. So these are the types of family. Now coming to the functions of family, what are the biological function? Reproduction and continuation of the family lineage. Economic function, providing financial support and resource sharing. Educational functions like teaching values, traditions and social norms. So from our family only, we will study about the values, traditions and norms. Emotional function, providing love, care and psychological support. Socialization functions like teaching children social behavior and integrating them into society. Health and protective function, ensuring the physical and mental well-being of family members. So these are the functions of family. Next we will see marriage. It's a legally and socially recognized union between two individuals. So it is a socially acceptable, like two people will live together. That is legally and socially recognized union between two individuals, establishing rights and responsibilities with them, their families and society. It is a cultural institution that varies across societies and religions. So what are the types? Monogamy, a marriage between one man and woman. So two individuals in modern concept, like one man and woman, that is monogamy. Polygamy, a marriage where one person has multiple spouses, further divided into polygyny, one man married to multiple women. So that is polygyny, one man marrying to multiple women. Polyandry, so one woman married to multiple men. So that is polyandry. Endogamy, marriage within specific social, culture and religious group, particularly a religious group. Exogamy, marriage outside one's cultural, religious and groups. So arranged marriage, a marriage where families or third parties selecting the partners. Love marriage, a marriage where individuals choose their partners based on the mutual love and consent. Civil marriage, a legally recognized marriage performed by the government authority. Religious marriage, a marriage conducting according to the religious traditions and beliefs. So this is the types of marriage. Next we will discuss about caste system. So it's a traditional social hierarchy that divides people into rigid hereditary groups based on their birth, occupation and social status. It determines one's social position, rights and duties, often restricting mobility between castes. So what are the merits of caste? Division of labor ensures specialized in occupation. Social stability provides a fixed social structure. Cultural preservation, traditional like skills passed through the generations. Community support, strong intra-caste social and economic support. Religious guidance, provide ethical and moral duties. Self-governance, caste managed internal affairs independently. So these are the merits of caste system. Coming to the demerits, social inequality lead to discrimination and untouchability. Lack of mobility, restricted movements between the caste. Occupational restrictions, limited job opportunities outside one caste. So this is like previously, nowadays it has changed to a lot. Divisions in society created barriers and conflicts between the caste. Suppression of talent, people could not choose professions based on their ability. Economic backwardness, lower caste faced poverty and exploitation. So this is the demerits of caste system. Next, we will discuss about social group. It's a collection of individuals who interact regularly, sharing common ideas or interests, values and sense of unity or identity. So people who will come together, will have a share or have a sense of security, are interacting regularly, have same interest, values and sense of unity and identity. So what are the types of social group? Primary group, like close-knit personal groups like family, close friends. So that is the primary group. They'll interact with each other every day and they'll have a same interest and values. Secondary group, formal impersonal groups like workplace or a school. In groups individuals identify and feel loyalty towards. So that is in group. Out group individual does not belong and may feel opposition toward. Reference groups used as a standard for self-evaluation. Formal groups like structured with rules and goals, example organization and committees. Informal group, spontaneous, less structured, example friend circle. So these are the types of groups. Let's see intergroup relationships. So what are the intergroup relationships will be there? Cooperation, group work together for a mutual benefit. Competition, so groups strive for limited resources and goals. Conflict, tension or dispute arises due to differences. Accommodation, adjustment to maintain harmony. Assimilation, a group adopts to the culture of another. Segregation, group remains separate due to cultural, social or legal barriers. Coming to the group life circle. So first is how a group will come. It is forming. Group members come together and establish the objective. So that is the first one, forming. Second is storming. So conflict and differences emerges, roles form. So after coming, there is roles formation will be there. So there will be conflicts and differences will be there. And in the third is norming. So here members develop cohesion and sharing the norms. So they'll have a connection between each other and they'll share the norms. And it is performing. So here the group effectively work towards to achieve the goal. So the group will togetherly work to achieve the goal. So that is performing. Last is adjourning. The group disbands after achieving purpose. So after completion of the task, they will disband or they will terminate their group. So that is group life cycle: forming, storming, norming, reforming and adjourning. Next we'll see juvenile delinquency. So what it is? It's an illegal or antisocial behavior committed by minors, typically under 18 years of age. Like a children is committing a crime. So that is what called juvenile delinquency. It includes such as theft, vandalism, drug abuse and violent crimes. So it's illegal or antisocial behavior committed by a minor person. So usually below 18 years of age. So what are the causes of juvenile delinquency? Family issues like broken homes, neglect, lack of parental supervision, peer pressure, influence from delinquent friends or gangs, socio-economic factors like poverty, lack of education and unemployment, substance abuse, drug and alcohol use leading to criminal behavior, psychological factors like mental health issues or emotional instability, lack of legal awarenesses, limited understanding of law and consequences. So these are the causes of juvenile delinquency. So next is social agencies. So we'll see some government or public social agencies like United Nations of Children's Fund, UNICEF, World Health Organization, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, Social Welfare Department varies by the country, National Institute of Health, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Food and Agriculture Organization. So these are some government social agencies. Coming to non-governmental NGOs like International Red Cross and Red Crescent Movement, Save the Children, Amnesty International, World Vision, Oxfam, Care International, Habitat Humanity. So these are NGOs or non-governmental organizations. So what is culture? It's a shared belief, values, custom and behavior of a group. So the group of people will share the belief, values, customs. That is what called culture. It is passed from across generations, shaping identity and social life. So the Indian culture is entirely different from the European culture. So because it's passed from the generation to generation. So it's a shared belief, values, customs and behaviors of a group. So what are the characteristics? Learned. Culture is acquired through socialization, not inherited biologically. So biologically, we are not getting the culture. We are studying or we are learning that is. So it's learned. Shared. It is collectively practiced and transmitted within the society. Dynamic. Culture evolves over time due to internal and external influences. Symbolic. Language, gestures and objects convey cultural meaning. Like South Indian people, they are speaking different language compared to North Indian people. So that is Indian people or Indian culture is different from the European or the American culture. So that is a difference. Adaptive. Culture adjusts to environmental, technological and societal changes. Diverse. Different societies and groups have different unique cultural expressions. So these are the characteristics of culture. Yes. So till now, in the section, we had discussed about the important topics from both psychology and sociology. I hope everyone understood. So tomorrow you have the exams. All the best for your exams. Don't worry, you'll definitely pass your exams. So we are here to help. If any doubts and queries is there, please comment below. So we'll give the answers. So all the best for your exam. Keep learning, keep growing with easiness where nursing education made easy. Thank you.